Okay, I will just start off with this song. Okay, this soup song for all you boys out there. Why this Kohli very, Kohli very, Kohli very me? Not D with me, Kohli very am I? And look at what has happened. They have been qualified. The knock was indeed very colicious. And because of that, RCB have won by 8 wickets thanks to Virat Kohli's 82, Faf's magnificent 50. And one thing that will forever remain immortal in IPL history, Mumbai Indians and opening games. Yet another loss, continuing a proud Mumbai Indians tradition for 10 long years. Whenever Rohit Sharma has been the captain, opening games, nightmare. Petition, I would suggest the Mumbai Indians fans, please sign a petition. Rohit, don't captain the first game, captain the rest of the tournament. Because, see, 10 years, first game, what is it with Mumbai and starting troubles?
I think it's been set in their heads also now.
Yeah. After a point, if you start tripping up over something consistently,
Yeah.
mentally it's in your head that, but this could happen.
Maybe
and if
this
you
will
are in your head, it's half your battle lost.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, see, it looks like the Mumbai local train, okay? The Mumbai Indians are like the Mumbai local train, wherein they start slowly from the destination, okay? They are way behind schedule, but then they make it up later.
Yeah.
This is, I'm talking about the Mumbai fast local.
Although mind
Slow
you-
local, less said the better.
Although, mind you, last year also a lot of people said, they'll make a slow start, but they'll pick up. And then they didn't pick up. And by the way, I just want to say, I don't normally take a chance to gloat. Actually, who am I kidding? I always take a chance to gloat. Their bowling was non-existent beyond Archer.
Exactly. Not even Archer.
Even Archer didn't turn up.
Exactly. And why we were saying that Archer might be a slightly, if we may say, volatile thing, because he hasn't bowled much. And remember, he might have had success in the SA20, but the SA20 is a different beast
But
altogether.
I think he also did well in the ODI series against, was it South Africa?
Yes, it was. But you see, he's modified his actions slightly.
Obviously,
Jofra
I think
Archer.
he'd want to take some
That
pressure off the elbow.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I'll go by the Vada Pav analogy here, and this is not please.
Wrong
please.
time to be making that analogy.
It
That's
is.
all I'm
Exactly.
saying.
You have
Especially
to.
when Mumbai have lost.
Exactly, you have to make it even more.
And also,
Because it's now evident there is no pav, there is no vada. There's just a sprinkling of that garlic chutney, and that is Tilak Varma. That's it. They don't have a pav, they don't have a vada. As simple as that. Because
So, they should play the entire season now, huh?
who?
They don't have a vada pav, na?
But still, look at what happened in 2022. 8 games they lost on the trot.
yes, look at what happened in 2022, and it looks like it's going to be worse in 2023.
Going by that analogy, is RCB only Vada?
No, they're the top part of
They're the top pav. That's it. Look at the kind of shot. They should have had a 10-wicket win, but they went on to win only by 8 wickets. They should have had 10-wicket win.
Hey,
fair enough,
don't
okay.
complain.
That's
Come
not a
on,
big
8
deal.
wicket win in T20 cricket is a comprehensive.
And Rohit gets the better of Virat. I mean, Rohit does not get the better of Virat.
Acha, okay.
He used to busy singing.
Kohli very indeed.
Now you'll say Kohli get the better of Virat. Huh?
Kohli get the better of Rohit.
Prolific innings.
Kohli-esque
Kohli-esque.
finished.
Kohlicious. I will go by that.
Why did I even start?
But then see, we have to do it because look at the way how Virat Kohli, 2 chances. Okay, let's talk about Virat Kohli. Let's dedicate this entire post-match show to Virat Kohli. Why? Because 2 chances, one by Jofra Archer and the one towards the fag end,
Yeah.
summed up Mumbai Indians.
Yeah.
And
They
there was
are-
a third chance also, by the way.
Yeah.
When they didn't appeal, it was Faf du Plessis over there. He was caught behind, but off Piyush Chawla, they didn't appeal.
And I think a certain wicketkeeper by the name of Ishan Kishan should have had a much vocal role in that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have.
So Mumbai Indians were like the local train that derailed just outside of CST. That's how it is. They couldn't get going and they got derailed. So that is how RCB, Royal Challengers Bangalore, have made a big
Look
statement
at those
of it.
fans, yeah.
That is
Obviously, I think first time in years you're seeing the boys play in Chinnaswamy. Yeah.
2019.
I think it's been a long time since we watched a match like this.
Yeah, I think RCB fans are dominating victory like this.
Yeah.
Sure. I'd
Exactly.
be happy too.
I mean, another match where the top order carries the team on the
Exactly.
The
And
good
see,
start theory.
good start theory sums up yet again, and Mumbai just faltered.
I will say this though, as great as this win was for the RCB, I'm very interested to see what happens when on the day when Faf and Kohli, one or two of them don't fire, because otherwise I think they are kind of like SRH of recent years. That middle order has a little bit of frailty.
Not just the middle order, your death bowling is also a concern.
Yeah.
And necessarily with the inclusion of Hazelwood and Hasaranga, it is not necessary that their death bowling is going to
You
improve.
don't firstly know how much of Hazelwood you'll
Hazelwood
get.
reportedly was ruled out for the first half of the season, and that's all reportedly. It could be worse. We don't know.
Yes. And remember, if Hazelwood does not make it to say 8-9 games for RCB, I don't see him playing a part, because remember, Australia need him for the World Test Championship final
And the Ashes.
and the Ashes. Back to back.
And it'll also depend how RCB are doing at that point. If they're, let's say, doing well, let's say if they're in the top 3, they may not want to bring in any changes,
Yes.
What if?
But looking at how things were going today, I don't think there was a lot of pressure when MI was batting, when the things went wrong, when everything that went wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
So if they're not able to, control the situation in a situation like this where the batters are doing nothing, it's going to.
Yeah, that is a cause for concern. Is because it was a bit of a capitulation. I think if you ask me, RCB gifted them about 30 runs.
Yes.
10 of which were...
Siraj wides.
exactly.
See, take away, that's why I said that sprinkling, that garlic chutney is Tilak Verma. Because of that, see, at least Mumbai Indians had something to bowl at. Otherwise, you're staring at total humiliation.
And to be fair, 171 was not a bad target if they got early inroads. Because as I say, with RCB, the middle order it has a soft underbelly. But today the openers...
Anurag, can you just open the scorecard, please, and just can we go to the main comments section also? Because I'll tell you where RCB won it and Mumbai lost it. I was just looking at the scorecard. Yeah. Look at in the entire Mumbai Indians innings, okay? They hit 7 sixes, and this is the Chinnaswamy we are talking about. We're not talking about the Melbourne cricket ground. 7 sixes and a total of 15 boundaries. 15 boundaries at 7, 22. Just go down, look at how much RCB scored.
In boundaries, right?
In boundaries, look at the boundary count. They hit a total of 11 sixes.
No, they hit 13.
13 sixes and 11 fours.
Exactly.
They hit more sixes than boundaries.
Also, what Virat Kohli and Faf do play, because they're so compatible, what they do is they rotate the strike really, really well.
Yeah, they were running very hard
Yes.
between the wickets.
And today, why Virat Kohli was in the zone? For two simple reasons. Look at that flick that he does of the bowlers if they are bowling on his pads. Remember, in that same 2022 season, that flick ended up either in mid-wicket or it ended up at short fine.
Yes.
Jagadisha Suchit, the left armer, he simple flick straight to short mid-wicket. But today, the timing was there, the elevation was there. He hit sixes at will, he hit boundaries at will. Total control barring those two instances. That's it. That means whatever were the international runs that he scored since September, Virat with that score in the IPL now, 82. Remember, he's not scored this much in a very long time on a consistent basis. Virat now has got no demons. There is no demons in his mind now, and that is why this is, we can safely say, Virat Kohli version 2.0.
Yes. Especially with the World Cup coming, I think everyone will be really happy to see.
Yeah.
Although the key question is, of course, ODIs he'll be a part of the scheme of things. Now though, if he can continue this form through not just this IPL but even next IPL, you're asking questions again.
You're asking questions again, because then you'll be like, okay, were we right when
we discarded and remember
And Rohit.
See,
because both him and Rohit have been put on the sidelines,
and KL.
and KL.
But the thing is, I remember even after the World Cup, and you guys would remember because us three had done that dugout, where I said that if you have to bring or keep only one of them, it would probably be Kohli.
Yes.
He's making my point for me.
Yeah.
Yes. Because look at Virat Kohli, 82 of 49, 167 strike rate.
And yes, granted, we know great batting conditions, granted, we know small boundaries, but
But he was clearing the boundaries comfortably.
Look at Rohit. Just have a look at what was Rohit's contribution. Just go up a bit.
The opening for
Exactly,
Mumbai was a
Rohit.
nightmare.
Yeah,
Nine.
1 of 10.
10.
Yeah, he was really struggling
Really
after a
struggling.
point.
And remember, this was
So was Ishan, by the way.
Yeah. But Ishan always, he struggles against, balls that seam, or swing,
Balls that spin.
or bounce, or spin,
Also
or a bold.
or straight, or even a straight ball. Because if it's on the stumps, he kind of doesn't rotate the strike also. So that is why it's going to be a big problem. We'll come to the comments a bit later because Virat had a long post-match this thing that he said that he might have said a lot of things about. So, Chinnaswamy Stadium, I think something happens to RCB because they're playing in their home comforts after a very long time.
Correct.
And you could see in the way how they played, the batting in particular, it was simply sensational to see. And looking at Virat Kohli, look at the control that he had. And you saw, Rohit Sharma thought, okay, I'll exploit his weakness, left arm pace. Yeah.
I was about to say that since RCB, Virat Kohli especially is playing in Chinnaswamy, Virat Kohli is a kind of player that derives energy from the crowd.
True.
And the crowd turn up in their absolute fullest at the M Chinnaswamy when RCB.
In fact, I remember when it was the first year of COVID 2020, and you obviously had those massive lockdowns, then you had the IPL taking place overseas. There were a lot of questions over how would a player like Kohli struggle,
Yes,
or would he be
yes.
able to get that same momentum, intensity that he gets with no crowds? And a lot of people did say that he might have struggled because of that. And in hindsight, you could say that that's turned out to be correct because a lot of his form, of course, see, there's no denying the fact that he was going through a major mental block. But it's definitely helped a lot by playing in front of a Chinnaswamy crowd that's chanting your name, willing you to kind of demolish the opposition. He did just that.
And I think I don't think there was any doubts with regards to Virat Kohli and his form coming into the IPL, courtesy what has happened off late, let's say. Ever since, let's say that I wouldn't really say the century against Afghanistan in the Asia Cup, but definitely that knock against Pakistan would have turned things around mentally so much for him, and he's spoken now about what that was for him, how he operated. By the way, if you haven't checked out that video, do see it. Virat Kohli spoken about that emphatic knock that he played against Pakistan and how he controlled those emotions, and in fact he said that at one point he felt that the match was gone. He didn't see India coming back into the match. I think
Also, I believe that this form has to be so much sweeter than 2016 because he's coming off of a lot of struggle.
True, because in 2016 he had been peaking and peaked.
yeah.
Yes, a downfall and then a peak is
Yeah,
much-
exactly.
Yeah,
Coming-
it's the perfect Bazigar story,
It's like what they
you
say,
love a comeback, as simple as that.
And in his case, the comeback may very well be greater than the setback. And if it is
Yes.
true, dear God, bowlers around the world, watch out.
Watch out. See, there is everything that fell into place for Virat Kohli, okay? More than you would say the Melbourne one, of course, right up there, one of the greatest ever knocks, okay?
He himself says
Another
it's the best, by the
82,
way.
another 82 by the way.
Oh yeah, he loves
Yeah.
that number.
He loves that number 82 because
And 83.
why 83?
Hey, Australia?
That was again 82.
No, one 83, the other was 82. 82 was abhi
Mohali
Pakistan.
82, 82 was again Melbourne.
Huh.
82.
It was 82. Just check that. Can
Yes.
One was 82, the other was 83.
No, I think they were both 82.
Both 82.
Just check.
Just check.
yeah.
Mohali 2016, India, Australia.
82 or 51, I think it was, because he was in that zone, and here total control, and in that zone, not Rafa. I mean, see, he didn't struggle. He did not struggle. And normally, if you look at a left armer, what would he try to do? He would try to play slightly away from the body. Today, he showed discipline, and because of that,
A2.
they were rattled. They were rattled.
And mind you, batting isn't as easy as Virat Kohli makes it look.
True. Of course, but again, Virat found an able ally in Faf. I'll come to Faf later, but again, look at how things fell into place for Virat Kohli. Remember 2022 IPL against Punjab Kings? There was this one visual. Kohli, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? Remember, he fell out to a short ball down leg side. He got it straight to the man at short fine. What do I have to do? First ball of Asia Cup, okay, that he plays against Pakistan. Naseem Shah bowls a outswinger. Kohli edges it and Fakhar Zaman drops it. There was the starting point of the change in fortunes. That 34 which he made were crucial 34 runs. Then he went on to hit a 50 against Pakistan. The crescendo was 82 that he made against Pakistan in Melbourne. And then, having earlier broken the jinx of not having an international 100, that was broken against Afghanistan, then against Bangladesh. But you would both argue that those games, there was hardly any pressure, you would have to score. But now, first game of IPL 2023, having that 82, definitive statement now that you are kind of getting the Virat Kohli of 2017 to 19 back.
Okay,
And
was this actual Virat Kohli or hologram Virat Kohli?
this was the real deal.
This is the real deal.
And
Imagine just him facing some other way.
And the ball going some other way.
but again, why I am saying this? Because what's happening in 2019? What happened in 2019? What's happening in 2023? Crowds are back. Full crowds, and you're seeing the entire home and away system back again. That familiar feeling. Kohli is a man who plays to the gallery. He plays for the crowd. The crowd love to see him. Maybe, okay, there will be Sachin, AB. But RCB, when you look at it, they've always had either AB or Virat as their favorites. They'll chant that every single time. But today, with the crowds in full flow, and almost the old normal back, the old Kohli, I'm tempted to say, is very well back. Look at the running also. The intensity with which they were running.
The king has
Look at the Dashak, his top running speed was 28 kmph.
exactly.
That's madness.
28 kmph means you are in the first gear.
So
of
a casual single, by the way. So the point that they're trying to make is a casual single, okay, where you don't see a double.
Yes.
He ran at 24 Ks. Then, okay, there was a double there. He ran at 28, and the quickest single that he had to take 32.
That's
Look
what
at
it is now.
look at that sort of distance that he covers and the kind of range that he has.
And just to give you a little bit of context here, for that speed, you might think, oh, 32 is not that much, but the quickest player in the English Premier League, and football I think is a good metric to use for players' speed, particularly for attackers, is Mykhailo Mudryk, the Chelsea winger. He clocked, and that, by the way, was the quickest speed, 35 or 36.1. So,
doing it with equipment.
mind you, no, not just that, Mykhailo Mudryk is 23 years old. Look at the
And
age
this is
difference.
also another thing to add to it. This is a Virat Kohli who fielded 20 overs.
Correct. He didn't get impact playered in.
Exactly.
He is an alpha male when it comes to wind. And broader context, 32 kmph, Usain Bolt, the record holder in 100, 200 meter, 400 meter, 4x100, 4x400 relay, his top speed is 46 kmph.
Yeah, but then that man was a next level freak.
46. So he's only 14 kilometers
That's
behind.
a lot, though. That's a lot.
He's and remember 46 kilometers
He is
is
definitely an alpha male when it comes to setting fitness standards. When it comes to just running between the wickets, you as somebody on the opposite end are always catching up with him. As simple as that. But he was lucky to have somebody like a Faf who took a brilliant catch, by the way, today.
Yeah, and was also his partner when it came to taking those, converting those ones into twos. I think that's why also Kohli and Faf worked so well as an opening pair. And remember, we were talking about the questions being asked. GGK himself is saying he seems to be aggressive when he opens. That is Kohli. Can he be a contender to open for India in T20Is? As I said, if there was one player you would not want to sideline as part of your overhaul, maybe Virat Kohli was that player. And I know it's early days still. But
first game,
yeah, still very early days.
See, why I'm saying is, okay, Virat Kohli 82, because every knock that he plays, every knock, that is the major thing that you'll see. Okay, but the equation, it will go to the other extreme. Suppose he gets out for a low score. That was just a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
I think GGK, if I have to say contender to open for India in T20s, wait for the IPL to end. If he gets selected in the T20 bilateral setup after that,
Then
watch out for 4 to 5 series and then take a call whether you want to play him in the T20 World Cup.
Because
But maybe
T20 World Cup-
that's all the series that you get, but probably in the lead up to the World Cup. You're not looking at a lot of T20 series this year.
yeah, only I think West Indies.
That's it.
That's it.
Three
No,
matches.
T20 series, yeah.
You play Australia, that's again 3 ODIs. We don't know if another bilateral series gets squeezed in. I doubt, because you've also got the Asia Cups happening
And
sometime
also,
in
if it
September.
gets squeezed in, then the T20s will be used like what ODIs were used in 2022. You're resting and rotating.
Now, after the ODI World Cup, okay, you're going to have an overdose of T20s with New Zealand again coming back. Maybe.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so
3 times in a year?
2 times.
Novelty. No, because last year, right after the World Cup, you played New Zealand away. Then this year, starting of the year, you played New Zealand at home.
Yeah.
So in a span of 1 year, if you go by the 12-month cycle, you've played 3 series against New Zealand.
Maybe that's on the pipeline. We
I'd
don't
still
know
take
yet.
that over Sri Lanka, by the way.
Yeah, but Sri Lanka, I mean, it's not their fault that they are in the direst of troubles at this point in time.
No, not that. Talking about the fact that between
India,
2012,
Sri Lanka,
exactly.
it became such a regular thing.
Yeah.
It was like getting dal chawal at home.
I mean,
no disrespect to dal chawal.
For 6 years, I think the teams had combined, both Sri Lanka and India had combined to play a total of 70 matches across formats.
Wow, talk about overkill.
70 matches.
That's more than 10
That's
now.
one IPL season.
Yes. They were playing 70 plus games. This included primarily ODIs. Primarily it was ODIs.
Yeah, because back then you wouldn't play that many T20 IPL.
They had to play the tri-series in Australia. They then had to play a tri-series in Zimbabwe. Then they were playing 7-match series in India, 5-match series in Sri Lanka. So it was ODI heavy. That is the thing. So now Virat Kohli, as I said, GGK, good contender to open if he has a spectacular IPL.
I'll say wait and watch.
Wait for the IPL 20. If he gets selected in the T20I bilateral series after the ODI World Cup, let me just
about
add.
the player of the match?
Maybe for the catch.
No, player of the match.
Maybe he took a couple of good catches, captaincy and batting. Maybe that's the reason.
Interesting.
Okay, so let me just talk about Virat Kohli.
He is the player
Go
of the
down.
Yeah, there we
go.
go.
Down.
See?
Okay.
It's good actually, because if he is the man of the match, it's got to be like all 3 attributes. Yes, his fielding, any day, easily the second best batter on the day, and of course he was leading the side. So 3 attributes as against Virat Kohli, you got what, 20 more runs compared to him.
Yep. So let me just go through, gentlemen, what has Virat Kohli said.
Long one.
Because I thought it was a phenomenal win, a homecoming after 4 years. See, this is where you'll see Virat Kohli open up on why he will perform very well this year.
This is Kohli in his element, really.
Yes. Couldn't have asked for a better game. He bowled well for the first 17 overs, but then credit to their batters, especially Tilak. Tilak Verma, yes, he did praise Tilak Verma there. It was a very comprehensive win, and he wanted to win with balls to spare, as it will benefit the NRR. Now it will be very interesting to see what is the NRR of RCB. The new ball was tricky. That's where we shifted the momentum. They can ride on that momentum for the last 2 overs of the batting, but the way we started nullified all that momentum. Here, I will say that Arshad Khan's over, where he conceded
We bowled 2-3 wides also.
3 consecutive wides. I think that is the pressure, and then he conceded a couple of boundaries.
Obviously, course correcting, you're looking to bowl full and straight tonk.
And this is where I think Virat Kohli benefited. Both Berendorf and, you may say, Arshad, they were not too full because he was getting swing, but the line was way down leg, or the length was just on a good length. Easy for Virat Kohli, who's predominantly staying on the crease and a back foot player, to nudge it. And of Berendorf, he knew that he would be slightly full. He walked down the track.
Exactly, very clever.
So now he's finding a way to counter. But here today, look at the way how he tackled the spinners. He thought spin would be Kohli's kryptonite, right? He's been getting out to left arm, leg spin, off spin, name it.
Spin.
But today, that kryptonite was also addressed.
Virat Kohli was Virat Kohli today.
Also, I want to take one part because he's spoken a lot, and I read through it whilst hearing out you guys. What he mentions there at the bottom, he says, "I wanted to mention this for a while. After MI, who have 5 titles, and CSK, who have 4, if I'm not wrong, we are the 3rd team to have qualified the most times for the playoffs, 8 times.
Yes.
You don't get trophies for that, though.
Yeah. 2009 final, 2011 final, 20, if you may say, 16.
Final.
No, 14 was the second qualifier. You won the eliminator, you got to the second qualifier.
16 final.
Final, that is
And
4.
then after that, last 3 years. 22, 21, 20.
Which year am I missing? Eliminator of 2020, Eliminator of 2021, then second qualifier of 2022.
Eliminator of 22.
Yeah, they lost
so
to
it's-
LSG.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
they lost to
Patidar.
No, they
Ara.
lost to Ara. Yeah, they made it to qualify.
Patidar winning.
Patidar scored against LSG. LSG got knocked out in the
So,
eliminator.
which is the one edition I'm missing?
No, you didn't.
7. I mentioned 7.
Huh, oh,
He's saying
9,
9,
11, then 14,
14,
16, 20, 21, 22. I'm missing one more. 8 times.
18, 17, 18.
No, 17 was wooden spoon. 19 was wooden
19.
spoon.
No, 19. Where were they wooden spoon?
They were wooden spoon.
Oh.
Yes. 18, I think they finished 6th. 15, I think it was 15.
Qualifier only 7.
7. Yeah.
So actually, then he got it wrong. But either which way,
Counting this one also.
Oh, he's going to make it. Of course. So, E Sala Cup nahi. Maybe E Sala qualifier.
Yeah.
Namde.
no, they are the Arsenal of the IPL. Top 4s are everything.
Yeah.
I shouldn't troll Arsenal. They winning the Premier League this year.
But not that they made it to the, unlike let's say RCB, they haven't made it to the top 4 in the last 3 years, 4 years. So yeah, long wait for them. Rather 5, I guess.
Ever since Wenger went, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, not the point here. The thing is that, I think they have been consistent as a side to qualify for the playoffs. But as I've also said, you don't get trophies for that. And I think, if they have to, they're going to have to do something about that middle order.
And the death overs bowling.
Yeah. Those are the two issues which were pretty evident.
Because he's spoken about Karan Sharma, because I think he was phenomenal. Phenomenal spell from him. That's brave bowling after getting the left-hander out. So Karan Sharma, he's actually praised him. And remember, Karan Sharma has been a veteran of the IPL. 10 years, 2014, ever since Sunrisers Hyderabad, he's been one of your bowlers who's been there in the fray but not gotten too many chances also. After
But he's done
Sunrisers.
nothing really to set the stage alight.
No, but he was pretty decent for Sunrisers.
He was decent.
Then after that, he got picked up
But
and
again,
not getting game time.
That's what they say. Say again, being decent in the IPL hasn't been good enough for somebody like a Sanju Samson also. We were just earlier in the day talking about a Sanju Samson who's been giving about 300-400 runs, which is decent. Which is absolutely decent for n number of years now. But we are talking about him needing a breakthrough year. So yeah.
Yeah, but then the thing is, no one expects Karan Sharma to be playing for India now.
Yeah.
But he can regularly play IPL games.
Yes.
Which is a fair point.
Absolutely.
So I will end this with one particular point that he made. Phenomenal. It was a packed crowd. Every seat was full when we walked in here. Very important. We started off well. Their support propelled us, and that makes a massive difference.
Absolutely.
Crowd support.
Yeah.
When you look at Virat and Rohit, maybe Rohit is kind of high school. He doesn't care so much about the crowd. But do you think now that's certified? Virat needs a crowd to get him going.
Absolutely.
I think it definitely helps him. Although I disagree about you with Rohit being high school. Small thing happens and his face changes expressions.
I mean, who could have forget that Chennai reaction?
If you've seen like fan videos or something, you're always looking at Virat trying to hype up the crowd.
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
I think
But the same crowd support, I mean, the greatest mystery, 2016.
It could not take them to a final victory. SRH.
they have.
Which was the other year?
9, 10, 11, 15.
Oh, 10. Yes, they won. They third and fourth.
No, they finished 4th in the league.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, so that is it. But that 10, this thing was a very odd kind of a qualifying this thing. It was a third place playoff.
Okay.
So, yeah, technically it was a kind of a,
Thank God they don't have that now.
yeah.
One more match.
So 9, 10, yeah, 9, 10 in that sense,
Yeah,
then
2
11.
qualifiers, yeah.
So although Piyush Nandre is saying that seeing the way MI is bowling, Arjun Tendulkar deserves the place. I don't think, even if you're being unkind, I don't think he could have done too much worse than what their Lord did today.
Yep.
No, I'm not sure if Arjun Tendulkar, given how the bowling and how Mumbai really look at the moment, if he would want to be making his debut in such circumstances and getting tongued by Virat Kohli at Chinnaswamy.
But thank God that's not happening now.
I'm pretty sure, for all the waiting that he's done over all these years, he's hoping for something better than that.
Yeah, but I think you're not getting something better because MI very much look like they picked up where they left off from last year. They're competing for the wooden spoon.
They have a big problem because, as I had said, they don't have a pav, they don't have a vada. That's the problem.
Wait, they don't have both the things now?
Yeah.
I told
He
you.
said no, all they have is chutney.
The chutney, the garlic
The
chutney.
garlic chutney, no?
That's still a good one.
I was imagining a pav with just chutney.
No, they don't have that.
No, it's just like a plate of like chutney. That's it.
Because see, the top order,
But
the
it's
openers-
good chutney to be served on the side of every meal, I would say.
The problem is it needs the vada and pav to complete it.
Exactly. And I mean, the garlic chutney that they serve in Mumbai with the vada pav is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Food today.
Exactly. But since it's Mumbai, I have to talk about it, man.
Yeah.
Delhi, Mumbai, ultimate foodie cities. Kolkata also.
Last year he said Mumbai street food is better than Kolkata and Delhi.
I will
Oh
still
my
not
God.
have a chance. I
You
will still
can't say that.
I will say that.
No.
I will say it. 22 years, brilliant food.
Define
10 years.
For all the cricketing knowledge and all the things that you remember, people will start doubting that for all these opinions that you have.
I haven't said that Delhi street food is bad. Let us not get carried
but-
away. I said it is better, but Delhi street food is also good. Enough.
Shaunak Ghosh, by the way, makes an interesting point. He's saying that RCB, GT, GT he said twice. RCB, RR and GT looking good as I predicted in my top 4. Don't get the hype around SRH. Bhuvi just not good enough at this level now. But I totally get the hype around SRH. On paper, they have a very balanced side.
Yes.
Maybe they need a little bit of time to click. The problem is SRH always need a little bit of time to click. You know why? Because every year they dismantle their team.
Yes.
And
Same
then
with
they'll not
Punjab.
do well.
Same with Punjab.
Then they'll not do well and dismantle the team again.
Yeah.
But rinse, repeat.
But. So, this is the situation. Aiden Markram, your
There's-
captain-elect.
There's one point that I wanted to make before, the point that we were talking about before we took Virat Kohli's comments. We're talking about Virat Kohli, let's say, if he continues to be on this high, let's say, for the course of the IPL, and then you're looking at bringing him back in the T20 setup. I still don't think maybe we should be talking about that right
That's
now.
why I said wait and watch.
I'll tell you why. No, even if that happens, because remember, why did you have this? Let's talk about numbers today, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Virat Kohli got to his 50 in 38 balls. He then accelerated, and his strike rate towards the end, I think he finished with about 164.
Yeah, 167 times.
167. Now, that has been the case with Virat Kohli ever since. He accelerates later on, so it's not like he changed his approach in any which way. Now, with regards to India, the thing is, Virat Kohli has not changed his style of play here. You made that change, bringing in somebody like an Ishan, bringing in somebody like a Hardik, saying that we need a change in template. We want to follow what England are doing, and we want that aggressive approach. Now you are undoing your own thing. Whatever you've tried for the last 4 months by bringing in Virat Kohli, just because I've shown you numbers here, you are undoing everything that you did through the course of the year.
Fair point, but okay, you go first.
What Virat does works.
Yes.
Why would
But
you
it's
want
not
to
working for the Indian team.
But I will argue that it was kind of. Again, he was playing well. He was probably your best batsman in the T20 World Cup.
But then again,
Sky and him.
as team management, when you decided to not have Virat, when you decided to not have Rohit, that was just because you needed to change the approach. You wanted to play like England. You wanted to be, be catching up with that trend and be that team, let's say. And as Hardik Pandya and let's say on occasions in ODI cricket, let's say that Rohit Sharma is also, we want guys to go expressive. We are okay with whatever happens, but we want to play a certain way.
But the problem is they say that, then you'll have 3 anchors. The problem with India, which I
That's
kept
what,
pointing
and
out.
which is why you changed this, right?
But now they've gone to the other end of the thing that
Exactly.
you want only aggressive.
Aggressive, yeah.
England also don't have only aggressive. As I keep pointing out, their 3 and 4 have always been anchors. I'm not saying your 3 and 4 need to be anchors, but maybe if you have one batsman who the batting can revolve around. Kohli as an opener. But all of this is speculative, hypothetical because it's one game into the IPL.
But who do you have in the Indian circuit who can produce like a Virat Kohli effect?
Shivan Gill, who's part of the team right now.
I'll say one thing, okay, about Virat Kohli. Okay, we are all talking about the approach. We are all talking about all these kind of things. I like to give a kind of a Messi analogy here, okay? Why did Lionel Messi have until 2022? I'm not pre-2022. We are all saying, oh, Messi is a club legend, but he's never going to win international football, the World Cup. He's not going to win because why? He had the support in Barcelona, okay? He had tremendous players around him, and that's why he used to feed off them. But he didn't have that in Argentina. That course correction came in 2022. The players that were there, they were also excellent, supported Messi, and he fed off them, and that's why Argentina won the title, led by Lionel Messi's brilliance.
I'll make another extension to that. One of the things which I remember reading, which Messi had said, was that at times playing for Argentina wearing that jersey felt like a burden. Why? Because you were carrying the weight of the nation, and truth be told, with Argentina, they've always had, ever since El Diego, Maradona, they've always had this thing of having that one genius player around whom the team revolves.
Yes.
Messi was expected to be that player because he was doing it in and out for Barca, but he never had that same level of players at Argentina, and B, he would feel burdened. You saw it. I remember seeing it even in 2014. Because that year, he somehow dragged them kicking and screaming to a final.
Yeah.
They did not deserve to be there in that final.
No, but I still maintain again, you minus 2022 and the World Cup, whatever we saw of Messi was the best of Messi. Have we ever seen that kind of a Messi in an Argentina shirt previously?
But that's
not that level. Again, the expectation and the criticism that many Argentinians also had, and why they placed Maradona on a pedestal and not Messi at the same pedestal, was because they're like, okay, for Barcelona he does everything, not
for
here.
Argentina.
You're not weaving that magic with the ball that you do for Barcelona. That was the criticism. But then everybody saw what you saw.
And also, to finally complete that parallel, what is it that Kohli has done to kind of get into this kind of form? Clear his head. It's exactly what Messi had to do. He said, I stopped looking at the pressure as pressure and went out there, wanted to enjoy myself.
Yes.
When he started enjoying himself, when he started expressing himself, and when he had the players to do that, magic. That's what you could have with Kohli potentially.
This is why I will say, okay, in 2022, okay, let's look at the years 2021 and 2022. When you look at Virat Kohli, 2020 I think was not a World Cup year or any ICC event year. I think there was no ICC event year in 2020.
No, you were meant to have the World Cup, but it got postponed to
Of
a year.
course, yes.
Now 2021 and 2022, what happened? Virat Kohli's slump, as far as form is concerned, also coincided with one very, very important thing. And that important thing was the Indian cricket team and their total messing up of team composition.
Yes, exactly.
21 was a classic case. The team that you chose was not going any further. You got totally swayed in by the conditions, you got totally swayed in by the IPL, and that was when I had to realize that please keep the IPL there, but don't make it the benchmark.
Also,
That's one problem. 22, what happened in 22? No direction. Absolutely no direction. You say something, but you do something else. How much can Virat Kohli, this was the case of Messi in 2014, Virat Kohli was carrying the team ahead.
But
in
how
2022,
long?
he couldn't do it.
More importantly, see, 2021, I'll put part of the blame on Kohli because he was still the captain.
Yes.
And that horses for courses approach, which went off in one direction, was partly down to him and Ravi Shastri. But 2022, you then went on the other end of the spectrum, where when you can see very clearly something is not working, you will stick to it.
You persisted, Avesh Khan, you persisted with Ashwin, who was wicketless for the longest time.
You didn't even persist with Ashwin. You parachuted him in out of nowhere. It was the joker which other people laughed at.
And
you're like, you're bringing Ashwin?
And once again, you were swayed in by IPL. Why? DK.
No, that's fine. I don't see a problem with that. Did you have a better finisher or somebody else who could have replaced
You
DK?
didn't have a finisher.
So
I'll
that's
tell you
what-
why.
no,
I'll tell you why.
You remember that year in the World Cup, you didn't have Jaddu also.
Yes.
So I think Jadeja not being fit was, anyway, you were saying?
It was almost like you had all these individual players who are amazing at the individual level, but they just don't go together.
Yes.
Because what happened? I'll tell you why. DK, you all.
That happens so often in football also, no? Look at England.
Yeah.
But again, I'll say what happened with DK. IPL 2022 had a phenomenal IPL.
Yeah, great IPL. No two ways about it.
But what happened is you did not give Dinesh Karthik that many opportunities when it came to international bilaterals. Okay, you are still caught up. Oh, Pant. Oh, maybe someone else. Oh, maybe someone else. Pant, on the other hand, did not have a great IPL. Okay, you created confusion. Number one. Number two, if DK was going to be persisted with throughout, why did you replace him in the last 3 matches? Persist with him.
Yeah.
You had a phenomenal IPL. Why? So for 2 seasons, you have looked too much into the IPL, and that is the reason why you have not won ICC events. As plain and simple as that. Virat Kohli can adopt a different technique, and by the way, he had to mold his approach. Okay, I will start off slow and then I will accelerate.
Yeah, if you remember, if you're talking his 2016 peak, he would often be going off from the word go.
Go. I mean, those 400s that he came, check out all the strike rates, just went well over 150.
You're talking about that that Punjab match.
Yeah.
He was smacking them from the first ball.
113 or 51 if I'm not
Exactly.
mistaken.
Also, something that Virat's game has depended on is singles and doubles. I don't think that has changed ever.
No, that hasn't changed.
That will not change. See, he needs a good start.
Yes.
He needs a good start. If he doesn't get that, okay, because see, even in the series in Australia, what happened? He got out cheaply, but in the third game, he was looking good. Bad shot.
Yeah.
To a spinner, and that's a rare bad shot. Kohli normally doesn't go over the top. He stopped going over the top against the spinners because he cut out the sweep, but then he realized
never had a sweep.
Yeah, he never had a
he
sweep.
had. He was sweeping Nathan Lyon in Adelaide 2014.
Today, scooping and everything.
He has that, but then he wants to cut down the risks. He just wants to say, I am not throwing my wicket away. That's how Virat Kohli wants to be at this point in time. So, if Virat has to prosper, like I will use Gautam Gambhir's analogy, all the other 10 players have to go with him. They have to contribute to his thing.
That's what a team game.
That's what Argentina did in 2022. India needs something of that, and they cannot read too much into IPL. Why is that? Now play them in bilateral internationals.
Because also the pressure is off. You're not playing for India, right?
Correct.
You're
Different
doing-
dynamics.
Yes.
And all the players, I'm pretty sure, England, Australia, South Africa, they maybe paid big bucks. Maybe they're holding themselves back in the IPL. In the international, we'll just go full tilt.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. To be fair,
I don't know exactly this.
I don't agree with that because you saw what happened to Reece Topley today.
Yeah.
That was not the definition of holding yourself back.
I'm not saying holding back. Maybe say instead of 100%, I'll operate at 99%. 1%.
99% of Joss Butler today. No, that was 110%.
Also with so much money riding, forget international play, trophies, tournaments, and all of that. There's just so much money riding. You slip up in one tournament and you
you
don't
can
get
be
a
put back
contract.
into the auction pool.
Yeah.
Correct.
Exactly.
Because look at 2021. Who were the players who performed? None of the IPL stars performed.
But
Warner had a horrid IPL. He
Marsh
was
barely played.
Marsh. And look at Wade. Look at Maxwell.
Yeah.
IPL, I am sorry. Keep it as one of your parameters.
Not a benchmark.
Don't make it the benchmark. And Virat Kohli, if he hits 900 runs, fine, great. But let's see if he can do well in bilaterals.
And also bilaterals, that focus then would be the end of 2023 really because there's not much
Yeah.
which is happening
Only
in
after
bilaterals. Yeah.
After November 2023, you're going to see a generational or an epoch making change.
Yes.
Some players are not making it to 2024, others are not making it to 2025 Champions Trophy. You are not seeing your predominant core, Indian core, in 2024.
Yeah.
You're going to see new faces,
Yeah.
and that's where Virat Kohli will have a big say. Maybe if his form is there, he can play for another 3-4 years. He can, if the form remains. Because I think Virat is not someone who will hold on to his way. He say, okay, if I'm not doing well for the country, I have no right to be in that. I think he is that bloody-minded and determined enough to put country first rather than personal milestones. He's a country first player, always. So that is, let's take some questions. Okay, I'll take this one from Dex. Okay. Sid sir, West Indies are off to qualify and it's not a guarantee that they'll make it to the World Cup. Okay, Dex, so what has happened today? Sunrisers Hyderabad, I mean, they'll be very happy with it because their captain-elect Aiden Markram smashed 175. And Gujarat Titans also will be glad because David Miller hit 91 of 61. South Africa won by 146 runs and they now have all but secured the 8th and automatic qualification spot. West Indies will now have to go to Zimbabwe, and that is why now it is going to be very important. Remember Dex, if Sri Lanka and West Indies make it to the final, then and only then you are qualifying for the World Cup, the remaining two teams 9 and 10. If that is not happening, if Sri Lanka doesn't make it to the semi-final, in the final, or West Indies, they are out of the World Cup. Simple. South Africa will be guaranteed qualification if Ireland lose 1 out of the 3 games that they play against Bangladesh in Chelmsford in May first week.
Too much math.
It's simple because
No, it's not.
because South Africa are on 98, Ireland are on 68. They play 3. 1 game win, 10. But if you tie or the match is abandoned, 5 points, that's it. Game over.
I like what GGK says. He says that in the T20 World Cup, Virat did what he does, which is he started slow and then accelerated. It was Rohit and KL who were said to be the attacking players, but they were playing out dots. In fact, I remember that particular World Cup, it became a running joke that KL Rahul started the match by playing out a maiden. Where was Rohit's template in the World Cup? Exactly.
I'll tell you one thing. They just wanted to show themselves. The Indian cricket team wanted to show themselves like they are blocks of ice melting in the cold December winter. Okay, they were panicking. So to just cover up all the things they were saying, oh, we have a template. What was that template? We never saw it. We never saw it. I'm sorry, there was no template.
I think we saw it in bits and pieces.
We saw it in like
bilaterals
against Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
No, you saw that template in that 7-over T20I that you had against Australia and Nagpur. You saw that.
Even that I shouldn't read too much into because it was a freak game.
But you saw Rohit attacking. You saw KL
because
attacking.
you had nothing to lose. Seven overs.
7 overs.
What will you do to if you have 7 overs?
You saw a bit of that in the South Africa T20 also. KL Rahul, remember, he was going bang bang. Rohit was going bang bang in Barsapara and all in the other games that happened. Thiruvananthapuram was a freak. That was, you couldn't do anything about it. That strike rate was an issue. But in Barsapara, they were going bang bang. So that is why there was no template in this Indian cricket
And that's
team.
one thing which I'll again come back to the English cricket team, who I actually do hold in high regard, is that whatever said and done, you know what their template is. They will live by that sword and they will die by that sword.
You know what their template is because they're showing you what their template
Exactly.
Exactly.
But there's one exception to that template, the final itself. They applied
That's why
themselves.
they've become
exactly.
smarter.
Yes, they are a smart bunch of cricketers as well.
Not just the final, even the last group game. Remember, I think it was against Sri Lanka only?
Yeah, Sydney.
Yeah, in Sydney. Turning track, Ben Stokes batted deep, batted long. Didn't necessarily.
No, but remember, we are missing one very fine point in that game. In 6 overs, they had raised to 70.
Yeah,
But
again.
then they lost wickets in the middle overs, then they had to mold themselves.
Exactly.
Quick adjustment. India couldn't do that. In that Adelaide semi-final, they couldn't do it. Okay, if you are put under the pump,
Then what?
what's our plan B?
Because your wicket taker was on the bench. What do? You persisted with somebody who hadn't given you wickets throughout the whole tournament.
No, he did against Zimbabwe.
Yeah, 2.
No.
And he got one against South Africa. Again, what was my earlier point?
What
Wrong
is the template?
team composition. The WTC in that Indian cricket team, it was all messed up. And I don't mean the World Test Championship. It was wrong team composition.
Yeah, it was composition. Balance wasn't an issue. Composition.
Composition.
Balance means like what with RR in 2022, where you need one player to plug a gap.
Yeah.
That's balance.
It was all
Here-
about combination and
Yes.
who goes along.
There was, you knew for a fact that the combinations were off. We kept screaming ourselves hoarse. Poor UCL stayed on the bench throughout.
I mean, I'm waiting for Nikhil to write that book. He should write that book because he was there in Australia. He would have known what is it. Why Yuzvendra Chahal? Yuzvendra Chahal, your best bowler in IPL. Again, IPL.
Yeah, or purple cap
cap.
27
Didn't play.
wickets.
Both your purple cap winners did not play in the World Cup. 2021. Harshal Patel, did he play?
No, I don't
No.
think. No.
Neither did Yuzvendra Chahal. So, simple. Win the purple cap. You are unlucky for India. You cannot be picked. Simple.
Go down with some more
Contrast
comments.
With what you said that Indian management tends to look at IPL for players.
I like that cheeky comment though from one of the family members. He said, "Can we have Ishan just keep the wickets and not let him bat?"
That would be
That can be an impact player, this thing.
It could be the case if Rohit watched. By the way, going by the rule book, that can very much happen.
Okay, so Aditya Mohanty is like saying SRT had a good peak between 2008 and 10. Can VK repeat such a feat at age of mid 30s?
Why not?
Sachin Ramesh.
Why
Tendulkar.
not?
He can.
He has all the fitness on his side.
Hasn't he started? Hasn't Virat started?
Yeah.
In fact, as Shaunak Ghosh points out, he says that Shane, Rohit and Rahul are great IPL and bilateral players, then corrects himself saying Rohit not so much in IPL, but bilaterals agree. They just can't handle pressure at big stages. World Cup 2007 final and 140 against Park 2019 was when Rohit was... World Cup 2000 final, was it Rohit or was it Gambhir's good performance?
Rohit had a cameo towards the end. He had a 30.
In fact, I think if you're talking about big pressure games, then I think Rohit rather than the
Oh
final.
wait, it was his 45, no Rohit's. Rohit's 45.
Okay, I'll go by that. Sonab Ghosh
2007, na?
50.
Yes.
50 versus South Africa.
That's what I was going to point out. That was another match, good game under pressure. But again, different Rohit, younger Rohit, batting at number 5 Rohit.
Exactly.
But isn't the criticism of Rohit unfair? Why? 2013 Champions Trophy. He set the base.
Yeah, but I think 2013
Even 2019 World Cup, yaar, you look at his
Yeah, but then
performances.
the big games he didn't play, no, except for Pakistan.
Yeah, I mean, see, but he made
But
57
England
against Australia.
got a century against England.
Yes. Not a. I think he got a 80. Yeah, Virat Kohli got 80. I think Rohit also. I think he got 100. Yeah. But again, in that game, Rohit's 100 and Virat's 80 were overshadowed by slow batting. 10 overs, 26 in a chase of
And
338.
this was against that England team who had Jason Roy and Johnny West opening.
And that was the game that saw the Kulcha duo separated. Because Roy and Bairstow absolutely went
They
berserk.
took
Yeah.
them apart hell for leather.
I think Kuldeep had figures of 10 for 80, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
10 overs, 80. So, any other further comments, and can we call it
Rajneesh Jha has an interesting one. He's saying that Australia, RSA, England in this order.
South Africa?
Really? That's a bit much. Anyway, please don't be biased. We never are. These three have good balanced team with excellent spin, pace options, and they play an attacking brand of cricket. Valid point, Rajneesh.
Australia, yes. England, yes. South Africa, okay. I think he is
So
like.
South Africa, their middle order is solid. you
Yeah,
were
I
saying?
believe South Africa has a very good combination when it comes to left-handers, right-handers.
Makram,
Miller. You have Bavuma who's doing well.
There's
shockingly
someone
well.
that can come in. They have a team that can come in and really mess with
Yeah.
players.
Until they do a South Africa.
Rassi van der Dusen's been pretty
Oh
good.
yes, Riley Russo.
Riley
Russo.
Russo.
Riley Russo.
Also, Heinrich Klaassen.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Klaassen.
Then you've got
Miller also.
We said Miller, yes.
the ODI bowling lineup. You've got Rabada, you've got Nortje, you've got probably
Solid,
Keshav
solid.
Maharaj. Keshav Maharaj is also a pretty good bowler in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
On paper, it's
And he adds a bit of batting also, Keshav.
But Rajneesh, South Africa are always great on paper.
And then ICC tournament.
They find new ways of getting out. Okay, I'll just repeat. 1992, rain. 96, bad team combination. No, that one was 2003. 99, 0.01 net run
That's
rate.
really funny, isn't it?
Okay, 0.01 in the most savage of ties against Australia in the
Oh, yeah.
semi-final. 2003, I think that will always remain my greatest ever ODI.
Yeah.
99. 2003, par score. 2007, totally demolished by Australia. 2011, New Zealand again. 15, New Zealand again.
2007, I will add that they had to get to an X total in a number of runs
Oh,
in the
you're talking about
T20
T20
World
World
Cup.
Cup. Okay.
And they didn't even have to win. They just had to get to those number of
I
runs.
know those numbers exactly.
Yeah.
So
And they didn't even get there.
they had to chase down 154. Okay. South Africa, in order to topple New Zealand, needed 126.
They didn't even get there.
They reached 160.
Yeah, Netherlands they lost to, yaar.
No,
That was epic this year. Yeah.
Netherlands they lost
not
to,
just
yaar.
Netherlands. I'll tell you, 2007, that one loss, that was your only loss in a tournament, out. 12, woeful. 2009, undone by Shahid Afridi of all people, 50 and 2 wickets.
Shahid Afridi is a certified legend.
12, bad. 13, undone by India in the league stages.
Then 15,
New Zealand, that was
Grant Elliott.
a South African killing a South African.
Yeah.
Which was, by the way, again the case in this Netherlands match also. This last
Yeah, it was Rudolf van der Merwe's free
Mad
catch.
over, yes.
Yes. So that is the saga.
With
South
South
Africa. And they are choking. And the way how they find to lose. A saga which is greater than Twilight.
Is it Mr. Shekhar then?
No, that
They've used mine.
So,
My photo.
really?
I think someone's hacked into my system. I'll have to check that. Just see. Who's it?
Bas.
Okay, who is this? I'll have to figure out. Okay. Hi fellas, what will be my prediction scoreline by 28th May? Ee sala predictions nam de. Okay, what do you think?
I can no longer be a part of this conversation.
But man, I mean, $5. I've given $5 to sports today. Well done. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, well, prediction on 28, too far. I am not going there. Unless you write your real name, we are not taking super chat. So you can continue to donate, but I'm not taking it. Okay. MI should try Tristan and Deval Dex. Yes.
And they definitely need one of Tristan Stubbs and
Tristan
Devon
Stubbs,
Brevis
yeah.
in the middle order.
Yes.
Get a little
think maybe
vada in there.
Yeah. Piyush Nandre, Ishan and Rohit is not ideal opening pair. I think now you'll have to start raising some serious questions on the opening pair.
Rohit.
Yes.
And Ishant, as I've said, spins, seams, swings, bounces.
No, but I think in all of this, it'll be probably, if at all Mumbai have to take that call, it'll probably be, Ishan Kishan who will be thrown under the bus, because see, they could just operate like, here you got to stop. They could just operate like, Chennai did, let's say, for the last couple of years. 10 players plus a captain. Maybe Mumbai will also have to be like that.
The difference is though that with CSK, they have enough quality to offset the fact that their captain will sometimes be in and out of games as a batter. Here though, Rohit is opening. How do you hide him? You can't. You're opening, you have to at least, okay, chalo fine, you don't score at 140 strike rate, I think get 30-40 runs, do something.
So the captain is a liability, you're saying?
With the bat, he's not exactly, lighting the world on fire.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a liability.
I mean, MS Dhoni was like this for 2 years with the bat.
Yeah.
Absolute liability. But as but as a captain, he's been superb as a captain.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the stats. Look at the stats of MS Dhoni from 2020 onwards. His last major peak was 2019. That's it.
In fact, even by 2019, I
19.
think he had started to tail just a tad as a batsman, because again, internationally you saw it.
But then he still gave you those, wonderful innings in 2019. He again took that break, came out balled up and all, looked very fit, and then
At the same venue.
exactly won your games.
26 needed, got you to 24 only for Shardul Thakur to watch it up. Dhoni hit 3 calculated sixes, a boundary, then a 2. So he was there for a strike, last ball. He was spooked by Ashwin, Shardul Thakur. Why Ashwin? Not related in this match at all, but previous 2 games before this, he had Mankaded Joss Butler or run out Joss Butler. And because of that, Thakur was like, oh, what if Umesh kind of he runs me out? So he was way back in the crease. He missed the off-cutter, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Thakur, it was too late. Parthiv Patel did what Dhoni ultimately would face in 2019 in the World Cup. He was out.
That was painful.
2016, same.
Yeah.
Dhoni removed the gloves, got Mustafizur out.
Yeah.
Same, Parthiv Patel did it for him. So,
Let's go down. I think we can take one more
a
comment
last
and-
comment. If you
Yeah, and
like.
then we'll call it a night.
We are already into Monday, are we?
Yes,
We are into Monday. Yes. So, anything else? Virat Kohli said his best is yet to come. Arun Teja. Hopefully, he'll have a great season. We
Fingers
hope
crossed.
So, even if he scores about 600, 500, 600, I think
That's a good tournament.
Good tournament.
that's an excellent tournament.
Very good tournament.
Yep. Rohit should open with green. Piyush Nandre is saying.
No,
600 plus season is loaded.
Again, we're judging Green as an opener based on that series in India.
Yeah.
Where,
he was-
by the way, he was a forced opener then.
Exactly, because they didn't have an opener.
Exactly.
Okay, because you are laughing so much, RD is saying Indian cricket team is new Manchester United. But I think Manchester United are even worse now.
No,
Because-
no,
Oh,
Manchester
actually,
United
the
is
time the timelines actually match.
2013.
Exactly. The
India
timelines
last won a Champions Trophy and they last
and
won a
let's
league.
say United do have a Europa. United do have, let's say, one FA Cup. They also now have a Carabao
two Carabao
Cup.
Cups, 2-2. Mourinho also won it. in his
Mourinho
first
also
season.
won it, yes. So yeah, that year 2 Carabao Cups to show, but you don't even have that to show as far as
Clutching on
the
straws.
as far as
At least they have straws to clutch on.
Yeah. Unlike your team.
No, hello.
You won the Champions
they
League.
won the Premier League once in the
We
last.
won 2017
If you have a 10-year window, that is.
No, but then you won the Champions League.
Yeah, exactly. 2 years back only,
years
so it's hardly
Yeah.
that bad. Anyway, no, the point is, look, Indian team aside, let's come back to the Mumbai Indians. Boy, they look in trouble.
They are in trouble. The 5-time champions look in real trouble. If the first game is any indicator, they have a lot
They have
of
a
catching
lot
up to
of
do.
lot of catching up, a lot of team combinations to figure out.
Yep.
I always say, you don't chop and change something or give it time, but if you can tell beforehand that something's not going to work and then it does this. I mean, they were gifted 30 runs by RCB, let's be frank.
Yep. As I said, remove Tilak Verma's 84 and unfortunately
we left with 87.
87. Just 87 runs. That's it.
Exactly.
So That ends our double header weekend. Oof, it has been
First of what? 6 double headers? How many are we
6
having?
weeks. So yeah, I think. See, Saturday, Sunday for until May mid, you're gonna have double
Yeah, so
headers.
6, yeah.
6. So tomorrow, you may see IPL cricket return to Chepauk after 4 years.
Oh my god, that's going to be massive.
Chennai Super Kings versus Lucknow Super Giants. KL Rahul versus MS Dhoni. And remember, so far home advantage has been crucial. Out of the 6 games that have happened, 5 have been won by
the
home.
home team.
Today, SRH bucked the trend by losing at home. That too, big margin of
They
70.
didn't lose, they got thrashed.
They got thrashed. And Rajasthan Royals have made a big statement of intent along with RCB today.
Absolutely. And in case you're in Chennai and you do hope to get to the stadium, we've got a video up for you. Do check
Do
that
check
out.
that out before you head out.
Yes.
So, yes. What's it about? If I myself haven't seen it.
Oh, it's about how the CSK have tied up with the local transport
with the metro.
services, the metro,
Oh, yes.
to ensure that fans
Feeder
can
buses and
easily.
everything.
Yeah.
You can't tell the viewers everything, na? They won't go watch the video then.
Ah, there's more details in the video. No, go check it out.
Exactly. So tomorrow it is Lucknow Super Giants versus Chennai Super Kings. It's happening at the MA Chidambaram Stadium in Chepauk. Single header days, yes, I know withdrawal symptoms, but don't worry. Monday to Friday, it's single headers. Saturday, Sunday, it's double headers.
Absolutely.
See you tomorrow for all the latest information and tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. Like, share, and subscribe, and show us some love on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Nandri, good night, bye bye from Shane, Gargi, me, and Harshit.